about dopamine. All abusive drugs and psychological addictions and behavioral addictions, which psychological and behavioral kind of like coincide and parallel, behavioral addictions that either directly or indirectly target the brain's reward system by flooding the circuit with dopamine. Now, dopamine is a neurotransmitter in the regions of the brain that regulates movement, cognition, motivation, emotion, and feelings of pleasure. This is the key, what we will focus around when it comes to addictions and substance abuse and things of that nature. It is the feelings of pleasure, which is called the reward center, the pleasure center, where you get your rush, you get your high, you get your eu- euphoric state. The overstimulation of this system that rewards our natural behavior produces euphoric effects, a high, a rush, sought after by people, and teaches them to repeat their behavior. Because once you get this dopamine rush, once you get that feeling, you start to like it because it's pleasurable. That's why it's called the reward system, the pleasure system. That's why it's called that part of the brain. With this dopamine, it is a drug being naturally produced in your brain and chemically produced in our brain. One that we seek in many forms of pleasure. Could be chocolate, sex, the list goes on. Since our body produces this drug or dope freely, people can't overload. People can overload it, not really overdosing in a phasal way, though the overload or overdoses produces things like desensitization from an overload of dopamine. This is a fact. You can be desensitized for people who are gamers who constantly seek that high by going to the highest level of the games of choice. Staying in that room for hours, people are consumed by that game and getting an abundance of dopamine or an overload, I should say. And this is not something I'm making up. This is something I've studied and learned. It does create desensitization. You can follow up on this on your own.